Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pineapple King. This is day, I don't even know. It's day Minnesota Vikings. That's what it is. Let's get into it. Predict what the record's going to be right now in the comments. Your best and worst moves in free agency. You guys beefed up your O-line. Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, drafting that one guy that I forgot the name of because he's an offensive guard, but he's an offensive guard in the first round. You made good with what little picks you had. Well, what first round pick you had. The rest were kind of bleh. But you didn't have very many picks. So you know what? You got a guard in the first round. It's what everybody wanted. Your D-line looks really good with Hargrave and Byron Murphy Jr. Great extension. I think kind of on the negative side, obviously, like you didn't have enough. You didn't really do anything with undrafted free agents or the draft. I mean, obviously because of the picks, but you could have done a little bit more in the offseason, obviously, clearly besides just completely dumping Sam Darnold because you didn't want to pay him. Completely understandable because you're trusting in J.J. McCarthy, but he could just be a bust. Like, yeah, he looked good for the very, very limited amount of time that he played. Maybe he looks good in practice now. Haven't fully caught up with every team's team schedule. But it's just risky, man. It's very risky. And you'll see in this first game playing against the Bears, division rival in Chicago, Caleb Williams is going to welcome him to the NFL. You guys both beat up your O-line, so Caleb Williams is going to be the better quarterback, especially right now for sure. So Monday night, it's going to be a great game, though, because they're in the same division. That division is so competitive. I love it. And then you got to play my Falcons. Not my Falcons, my division's Falcons. And it's in Minneapolis, which is great, but I think you lose that one. I think it's just because Michael Penix has had a little bit more experience than you, and I think the Falcons have a better running back and a better secondary. And you guys have a really good interior defense, but it's going to be a very close game. Very close game. But I like the Falcons in that one. But I like you guys against the Bengals. I do. It's in Minneapolis. I think J.J. McCarthy had 2 tough games at the beginning. But the Bengals, if they don't sign Trey Hendrickson or that one guy they got from the draft by week 3, like, they have no pass rush. And then they have, like, no defense. So J.J. McCarthy's going to have free reign to sit in the pocket and actually get a feel for the NFL. And I think he's going to win. Then you play in Ireland against the Steelers, which is just so weird that you're not going to win that. Rookie quarterback traveling has never been good for any team or anybody. And then you have the Browns in England, and I did just say that traveling isn't good, but you're already in a foreign country, and it's the Browns, and who knows who's going to be the starting quarterback at that point. So 2-3 heading to the bye. Obviously not what you want to see because you already have just as many losses as you did last season. But rookie quarterback, you can't expect him to do that good, especially when you come out of the bye, even at home against the freaking Super Bowl champs. You can't win that game either, unfortunately. And then a quick turnaround to the Chargers, you can't win that game either. And then you play the Lions for the first time in Ford Field, and you can't win that game either. And then you're stuck, man. You're sitting there at 2-6. I mean, rookie quarterback, he's got to get used to these things. And obviously the Eagles and the Lions both have a great defense and D-line. I think the Chargers is a quick turnaround, and they have a better offense than you. So it's just a matter of, can J.J. McCarthy play better the second half of the season? And I think he does. Obviously, you are already double the amount of losses that you did last season, so no Vikings fan is happy about the Sam Darnold and everything. But you play the Ravens, and you win. It's a little stint. If you watch the Dolphins video I posted yesterday, the Ravens have a little stint here where they lose back-to-back against mid teams. And I think that's just like a classic Ravens thing to do, to lose to the most random teams. And I think that J.J. McCarthy can start getting a feel. And with the Bears in Minneapolis, you do take a dub. You're going to split the series with them. Just feels like that makes the most sense. You guys are very close in skill level now. I think you guys have a slightly better defense. They may have a slightly better offense, depending on how McCarthy does. And then you play the Packers in Lambeau. Not going to be able to win it in Lambeau. This division's tough, man. And having home field advantage in this division is huge. It's just like the AFC West. When you have home field advantage, it does make a difference for how competitive this division is. Then you play Seattle in Lumen Field. I think that's a W. I think it's kind of just like you guys were starting out pretty bad, but then J.J. McCarthy wants to show Seattle that we don't need Sam Darnold. And I'm gonna say the same thing the other way whenever we get to the Seahawks video, but they're gonna lose. And I think Sam Darnold's gonna start showing up like playoff Sam Darnold. And there's a reason why he was a backup up until this season. Last season, you know? There is a reason, and just because he has one good year, who knows exactly what's gonna happen to them, but that's a Seahawks video. Then you play the Commanders in Minneapolis. Can't win that game either. They're pushing to beat the Eagles in their division, and Jaden Daniels is a freaking dog. And they have got a good enough defense to stop the rookie quarterback. Then you play Dallas. It's another loss. Dallas is also in that division. They're also trying to make the playoffs. And it's an away game. And, 3-3 in this starting in the second half of the season is obviously a lot better than 2-6. Feel better about it, especially whenever you beat the Giants here at MetLife. And then you can turn around and lose the Lions. You don't split the series with the Lions, sorry, but you do split the series with the Packers. I think you split the series with the Packers because I think they have already made the playoffs. But either that or they just fumbled the bag at the end and got lucky and made the playoffs. Finishing 7-10, obviously not what you want to see when you go 14-3. But when you go from Sam Darnold, who has at least had some backup experience and some reps, and that just had like a really great, obviously Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, Addison. And I'm not saying that, J.J. McCarthy could completely do the exact same thing Sam Darnold did, basically. Because as soon as I found out J.J. McCarthy was injured, I was like, oh yeah, bro, Sam Darnold's going to suck. I had the Vikings. We can just go take a look at it. I had the Vikings at 5-12. And you guys obviously finished 14-3, which is crazy. 14-3 is fifth. That was a discussion. But I had you guys at 5-12 after that happened. But 7-10 is obviously not going to get you into the playoffs, and you're going to sit in between the Panthers and Bears. You do technically beat the Bears through a tiebreaker, so you got to feel good about that. You didn't finish last in the division, even though you're both 7-10. Big downgrade. I think that's what you get when you go with a rookie quarterback, but I think this is one of those things that either I'm right and the Vikings don't have a winning season, or they do another Sam Darnold and they go freaking 14-3 somehow. And I don't know how, but they do. But that's going to be all for this video. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next one.